Welcome. So we're going to answer this question before us, which says, consider the function defined by g of x is equal to 2x minus 4, and our domain is all real numbers. First things first, find g of 2 and g of t. So remember, this is just substitution. So g of 2 means I replace my x with a 2. So it's going to be 2 minus 4. So as you can see, in that x spot, I've just put a 2 there. 2 times 2 is 4 minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Then g of t is simply going to be replacing the x with a t. So it's going to be 2t minus 4 is equal to 2t minus 4. There's nothing more I can do there. So those are my two answers. So when I subbed 2 in, I got 0 out. When I subbed t in, I got 2t minus 4. Also very important that you can do this on your CAS calculator. So let's come to our CAS here. Let's open up a calculator page. And we're going to first begin by defining g of x as being equal to 2x minus 4. Remember, there are multiple different ways of defining something on your CAS, but as long as you're comfortable, you can do it any way that you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go g of x, and my favorite way to do it is go control this button here, then type in 2x minus 4. Once we've done that, we can now sub in values like this and like this. And as you can see, we got 0 and 2t minus 4 out when we subbed in our corresponding values there. So that all checks out. Next, find the value of x for which g of x is equal to 6. So the way in which we're going to approach this is, let's begin by just writing it out. I've got g of x is equal to 6. Now I know that g of x is equal to 2x minus 4. So let's write that out. 2x minus 4 is equal to 6. And now it's asking me to find the value of x, so it's simply a rearranging question. So it's going to be 2x is equal to 10, because I'm going to plus 4 to both sides. Then I'll divide both sides by 2. X is going to be equal to 5. So my answer will be x is equal to 5. Now it's also important that you can do this on your CAS calculator. So let's go through that process here. We come over here. I'm going to go menu, algebra, solve, then go g of x is equal to 6, comma x, because I want to solve it for x. I hit enter, x is going to be equal to 5. And just like that, we get our answer. Let's now move on to our next one. This one is very similar, so you might like to pause the video and see if you can do it for yourself. So I've got g of x is equal to 0 this time. Remember, we know that g of x is 2x minus 4, so that's equal to 0. And now I'm solving for x, so I'm going to plus 4 to both sides and then divide by 2 to get x is equal to 2 as my answer. Also important that you can do this on your CAS calculator. So let's come to our CAS and see how we would do this. So I would go, a quick way to do this, because I've already done it here, what I can do is if you just grab your up arrow here and go up and go up, and then it's highlighted, hit enter, it brings it down, then just scroll across, replace this 6 with a 0, then hit enter, and we're done. So a nice little trick like that can save you a lot of time if you're just slightly altering the line above. So x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2. Let's now move on to our next one, which is, for what values of t is g of t equal to t? Okay, so I've got g of t is equal to t. Now, I know that g of t is simply going to be 2t minus 4, because you're just subbing that t into the x spot, and that's going to be equal to t. Now, I need to solve this for t. So I might minus t over. So that's going to leave me with 2t minus t is t minus 4 is equal to 0, and then plus 4 over. T is equal to 4. And that would be my answer. I find it very hard to... I often get confused with 2's and t's. I don't know if that happens with you as well, but it definitely happens with me. So this question is really killing me. All right, so let's come over here and see if we can do this with our CAS. We're going to go menu, algebra, solve, and then I've got g of t is equal to t, and I'm solving it for the t value. So we go comma t, and then I get t is equal to 4, which is what we got there. Perfect. We now move on to doing some inequalities. Okay, so it says, for what values of x is g of x greater than or equal to x? So let's see if we can do this algebraically before doing it on the CAS. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go g of x is greater than or equal to x. Now g of x is just 2x minus 4 is greater than or equal to x. And yet again, I'm just trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to minus x from both sides. That's going to leave me with x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. And then I'll plus 4 to both sides. So x is going to be greater than or equal to 4. So that's going to be my answer. X is going to be greater than or equal to 4. Now, you might be asking yourself how to do this on the CAS calculator. And it's very, very much the same way as we've been doing previously. We just go Menu, Algebra, Solve, and then just go g of x. We get our inequality sign by go Control this button, greater than or equal to x. We're solving it for x. Oh, I need to close that bracket, hit enter, and I get x is greater than or equal to 4. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does this look like graphically? So let's actually visualize this graphically. So if I go Control, Doc, Add Graphs, and I graph g of x. So g of x is my blue line here. That is what g of x is. It's my blue line. Then let's also graph x. So y is equal to x here. So I'm going to go at tab and I'm just going to graph x. There it is. So what is this question asking? It's saying, where is g of x greater than or equal to x? So to say it another way, where is my blue line greater than or equal to my red line? Well, I'm going to have to find this intersection point. So Menu, Analyze Graph, Intersection. From here to here, and as you can see, it intersects when x is equal to 4. And everywhere greater than 4, my blue line is higher than my red line. Do we see how it's higher there? So therefore, when x is greater than or equal to 4, g of x is going to be greater than or equal to x. And that's kind of how we can visualize it there. All right, let's move on to our next one. For what values of x is g of x less than or equal to 3 of x? So again, we use our same technique here. We begin by saying, all right, we've got g of x is greater than or equal to 3x. I know that g of x is 2x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 3x. This time, what I might do is, what will I do here? I think I'll minus 3x over, but then I get a negative. It doesn't matter. This might just get a bit messy. Minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Then I'm going to have to plus 4 over. But do you see how now I have a negative? I need to get rid of this negative x, which means I'm going to have to times both sides by -1. Now, this is where sometimes people get a little stuck. Remember, whenever you're timesing or multiplying across an inequality by a negative, so whenever you're timesing a negative over an inequality, you always need to flip the inequality. So this is going to become x is greater than or equal to -4. So you always have to make sure that you flip it around. If you don't, you're going to get it wrong. All right, so that is my answer there. Again, we can do this on our CAS. I might just bring this over here so we can see our answer. Let's come here. We'll go back to this page. I could just come up here, bring this down, do a little alteration to it. Good. And as you can see, it's going to be x is greater than or equal to -4. We can also visualize this. So let's come over here. Let's get rid of our red line. We don't need that anymore. Let's go tab. Let's graph 3 of x this time. Okay, so we're going to have to zoom out a bit. Menu, window zoom. Let's just zoom out a bit. Okay, so this is saying, where is g of x less than or equal to 3 of x? So we want it where it's less than. So my blue line is what we're after here, my blue line. If I go Menu, Analyze, I want to find the intersection point from here to here. Do you see that when x is greater than or equal to -4, my blue line is under my red line, and this red line is 3x. So that's how we can think about it graphically. When x is greater than or equal to -4, my blue line, which is g of x, is under my red line, which is 3 of x, and therefore it's less than it. So g of x is less than or equal to 3 of x when x is greater than or equal to -4. So it's just very important that you can understand what these are saying and not just, put it into your CAS. We want you to understand. I have down here put down the instructions on how to use your CAS and specifically the solve function of your CAS. All right, and that will finish this example right here.